500 years ago, a man named Niccolo Machiavelli wrote down truths about human nature that most people still don't want to face. His book was banned by the church. Leaders condemned it in public while reading it in private. Why? Because the truths inside were too uncomfortable. They described people as they really are, not as we like to pretend they are. Here's the thing, people haven't changed much in 500 years. The way we make choices, the way we follow others, the way we betray, the way we protect ourselves, it's the same. We dress it in new clothes, but the instincts are old. Most of us were raised on nice lies. Our parents said, work hard, be loyal, be nice, and people will respect you. Teachers told us, the truth always wins. Movies told us, good guys finish first. But reality doesn't play that way. Reality is not a fairy tale. Machiavelli saw it clearly. He wrote down rules that still play out today. But here's the twist. You don't need to read his old book. You can see these rules every day. At work, in relationships, in politics, in business, in your own family. In this video, I'll share 5 truths that most people ignore. They are simple, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. Some will make you uncomfortable, some will make you angry, but all of them will give you power. Because the man who sees reality as it is will always have an advantage over the man who lives in illusion. Let's start with the first truth. You've probably been told that people are logical, that we weigh pros and cons and then make the best choice. That's not true. People make decisions with feelings, not with reason. Machiavelli wrote, men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Translation, people care more about appearances than about reality. They want to feel good, not necessarily do good. Look around you. A man asks for advice on money. You tell him to save, invest, and cut waste. He nods, then goes and buys a new phone he doesn't need. Why? Because the phone makes him feel good. Logic didn't matter. Or a woman says she wants a kind partner. Then she ignores the nice guy and chases the man who gives her drama. Why? Because the drama excites her emotions. Here's another example. A politician promises simple solutions to big problems. The solutions make no sense on paper, but people cheer because the words sound good. They vote with feelings, not facts. Once you understand this, life becomes clear. Never try to win people with facts alone. Never argue hoping logic will convince someone. If feelings are against you, you lose. If feelings are with you, you win, even if the facts are weak. This is not about manipulation. It's about seeing how people actually work. The man who argues with facts will lose to the man who connects with feelings every time. So what do? Learn to speak to emotions. Show people how a choice makes them feel better about themselves. Don't tell them what's best for them. Show them an image of who they want to be. That's how people decide. That's how they've always decided. And if you forget this, you'll wonder why people never listen to your good advice. You may have been raised to believe that loyalty is the highest virtue. Be loyal to your friends, your job, your partner, and they'll be loyal to you. Sounds nice, but it's not true. Machiavelli said, it is safer to be feared than loved. Why? Because love fades, loyalty breaks, and fear lasts. Let's be honest, not everyone deserves your loyalty. Think about that friend who only calls when he needs something. Is that loyalty? Or the company that talks about family values while laying off hundreds of workers? Is that loyalty? Or the woman who expects you to commit while she keeps her options open? Is that loyalty? True loyalty is not blind. It's not giving endlessly while getting nothing back. That's weakness. That's being used. A man who keeps giving loyalty when it's not returned isn't noble. He's a fool, and fools get walked on. Real loyalty is a two-way street. You give it, you get it. The moment it breaks, you reassess. If someone doesn't return your loyalty, you don't owe them anything. This doesn't mean being cold or selfish. It means being clear. Be generous with loyalty, yes, but be ready to pull it back when it's abused. People respect strength. They use weakness. Look at successful men. They are loyal, but carefully. They know when to stay and when to walk away. They inspire loyalty by being strong, valuable, and fair, not by being endlessly giving. So remember, loyalty without reciprocity is just slavery, and no one respects a slave. Your reputation is one of your greatest weapons, and it's not built on what you really are. It's built on what people see. Machiavelli wrote, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few know what you are. That's the harsh truth. People judge based on what's visible. They don't care about your hidden goodness or secret talents. If they don't see it, it doesn't exist to them. Most men think being authentic means showing everything. It doesn't. Strategic authenticity means choosing what people see and hiding what doesn't serve you. Want to be seen as competent? Don't complain about problems. Show solutions. Want to be seen as valuable? Don't always be available. Scarcity increases value. Want to be seen as powerful? Don't explain your decisions to people who have no say in your life. Reputation works like this: consistency plus mystery plus selective openness. Consistency builds trust. Mystery keeps people curious. Selective openness makes you relatable without being weak. Think of people you admire. They probably don't share everything. They control their image carefully. That's not fake, that's smart. And here's the brutal part. If you ignore your reputation, you pay the price. People will create one for you, and it may not be kind. The man who says, "I don't care what people think," usually ends up powerless. Because whether you like it or not, perception shapes reality. So protect your reputation. Build it on strength. Never let it be an accident. You may have been told to avoid conflict. Be peaceful, don't make waves. But Machiavelli said, war cannot be avoided. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. Conflict is not optional. It's constant. At work, someone wants your position. In relationships, someone else wants your spot. In social circles, someone tests your limits. If you're not ready, you lose. Simple as that. The man who avoids conflict at all costs thinks he's safe. He's not. He's just easy prey. People sense weakness. They test it. They push further until the man finally breaks. But the man who is prepared rarely has to fight. Why? Because others sense his readiness and move on to easier targets. So how do you prepare? Build skills when you don't need them. Save money when times are good. Build networks before you need favors. Stay fit when no one is threatening you. Machiavelli gave a simple image: the fox and the lion. The fox sees traps. The lion scares wolves. To survive, you must be both. Clever enough to see danger, strong enough to face it. Preparation doesn't make you aggressive. It makes you secure. It makes you calm, because you know you can handle what comes. Don't look for fights, but never fear them. That's the balance of power. You've heard this before? Just be nice, and people will like you. But nice is not the same as good. Being nice often means avoiding discomfort, smiling when you don't want to, saying yes when you mean no, hiding your true thoughts so no one is upset. That's not goodness. That's weakness. Goodness is different. Goodness is doing what's right, even when it's hard. Good men have difficult conversations. Good men say the truth when people need to hear it. Good men act with strength, not fear. Women notice this too. They say they want a nice guy, but they chase the man who shows strength. Why? Because they confuse nice with weak. Weakness is unattractive. Strength, even with rough edges, is respected. The most powerful men in history, leaders, CEOs, champions, were not nice. They were fair, just, kind when they chose to be, but they were not pushovers. They didn't beg for approval. They were not afraid of disappointing people who didn't matter. You can be kind without being weak. You can be good without being nice. The difference is strength. Strength makes kindness meaningful. Weakness makes niceness pathetic. That's the truth most men don't want to face. You've just heard 5 truths that most men never learn. People are emotional, not logical. Loyalty must be equal. Reputation is power. Conflict is constant. Strength matters more than niceness. Society doesn't teach these lessons because it prefers people to be soft, predictable, and easy to manage. But if you've listened this far, you're not like most people. You want to see reality as it is. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But above all, never be ignored. The man who is ignored has no power. The man who understands these truths will never be ignored again." So now it's your choice. Keep living the way they taught you, or start seeing clearly. Use these truths, not to manipulate, but to stop being weak, to stop being blind, to live with eyes open. If this opened your eyes, subscribe. In the next video, I'll share Machiavelli's most dangerous lesson: how to make people desperate to earn your approval. But don't watch it if you're not ready for how deep this truth goes.